Hi everyone, welcome back. The last video was mostly bad news, but today I come bearing good news, so I hope it drastically improves your day. Today we're discussing the immigration updates that have been announced in the last few days that improve matters for folks looking to move to the UK. I'm Ashika, and on this channel we talk about moving to the UK or across the world to study or get that job. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and with that, let's dive in. The first set of news is with regards to working on a tourist visa. Up until now, you were not allowed to work in the UK on a tourist visa. Instead, you needed to get a business visa if you had to perform any work while you were in the UK. The government has amended this to make provisions for people or tourist visas to work in the UK, but there are some clauses to it. Remote working. The new rule states that visitors are allowed to work remotely on activities related to their overseas employment, provided that this is not the primary purpose of their visit. Earlier, the guidance stated that visitors were permitted to undertake activities relating to their overseas employment, such as responding to emails or answering phone calls. The new rules contain no restrictions on the range of work activities that may be carried out remotely on behalf of an overseas employer. Next up, individuals employed abroad who visit a group business in the UK will now be allowed to carry out the following activities directly with their clients: advising and consulting, troubleshooting, providing training, and sharing skills and knowledge. Next, we have permitted paid engagements. Individuals who need to come to the UK for PPE, like as a speaker at a business event, or musicians, may enter the UK for 6 months instead of 1. They will, however, be required to arrange their engagement before entry and complete it within 30 days of their arrival. Individuals intending to carry out a PPE must be over the age of 18 on the day they arrive in the UK. Next pertains to providing legal services. Earlier, overseas lawyers were only allowed to advise a UK-based client on specific international litigation and/or international transactions. Now, they can provide all of these services. Next up, academics, scientists, and researchers will be allowed to carry out research in the UK as visitors, provided this is for a specific project directly relating to their employment abroad. Another welcome change is related to the definition of a partner. Earlier, if you weren't married, to claim that you were in a relationship, you had to have been living together for at least 2 years before applying for your visa. Now, the definition of a partner has changed to confirm that for an unmarried partner, there is no requirement for the couple to have been living together for at least 2 years. Next up, most folks were worried about the minimum salary for skilled workers going up to 38,700, but there is some good news around this. If you check the House of Commons library, they mentioned that on the 12th of December, in certain circumstances, people can be paid a little less than the normal minimum salary and still be sponsored for a skilled worker visa. This includes new entrants to the labour markets, such as people aged under 26 and postdoctoral researchers. To count as a new entrant, you need to meet any of the criteria here. Be under 26, be sponsored for a postdoctoral position, be working towards a recognized profession qualification, and it's a long list, so I'll leave the link in the description below. Basically, this includes students who are studying in the UK, students who will study in the UK, folks who are currently on graduate visas. At present, this rule indicates that you can still earn up to 70% of your role's going rate and still get sponsored. So assume the going rate for your role is 40,000. You can now earn effectively 28,000 and still get sponsored. But whether the government changes this percentage or sets a different threshold for new entrants, only time will tell. Before I go ahead, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, what about existing visa holders? What happens when you extend your visa? So the government is yo-yoing on this topic, but on the 11th of December, they made a statement that says there will be transitional arrangements for people who got a skilled worker visa at the existing salary threshold. Transitional arrangements normally mean that the revised rules only apply to new arrivals rather than people already in the UK. So those already on a skilled worker visa in the UK who earn less than 38,700 don't have anything to worry about. The new rules won't apply to them. Next, regarding the minimum salary requirement to bring your dependents along with you to the UK. Now, like you know, the minimum salary to bring your family will change to £38,700 again. But there's a solution here too. Normally, they only consider your salary from your employer to gauge this, but for an extension of a visa or while applying for permanent residency, both the applicant's personal income and the employer's income will count. so your salary and your personal savings. There are also some options for people who don't earn the minimum income, allowing them to qualify for the visa by other means, such as by using savings above £16,000 or in exceptional circumstances. But at the time of making this video, these links aren't working, so check them in a couple of days. Now, while there's a lot of chaos surrounding the care worker visas, especially when it comes to bringing dependents in, there's one piece of good news. In order to prevent people from getting scammed by bogus care homes, care firms in England will be required to be regulated by the Care Quality Commission, or CQC, in order for them to sponsor visas, which means that only the care homes on this website can sponsor people as care workers in the UK. Now, if you want to find out which of these care homes those are, you can head over here. There are about 14,784 care homes, and you can do a quick search here. Now, until now, there is no update on any of the changes to graduate visas or the shortage occupation list, so you'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. Drop me a comment below if you have any questions and give it a thumbs up if it helped you. Share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.